Hi guys, Ben Seong here and welcome to Learn ASP, Learn Australian Strength Performance. Now today we're going to be talking about boulder shoulders. How can you create that 3D look? And I'm going to give you 3 tips on how you can actually do that. In this first video, this is an exercise that I really like to perform to help me engage my shoulder muscles. This is a semi-pronated dumbbell press. Now, typically in the gym, you see a lot of people performing a dumbbell press where their elbows are outwards and their palms are facing outwards as well. So that's called a pronated press. In this particular position, I'm doing one where my elbows are slightly closer in, held at a 45-degree angle. My palms are above my elbows, and this is what we call a semi-pronated press. I like this movement because it is a stable movement for the shoulder capsule. So a lot of you, if you've got clicking in your shoulders, this movement, the position of your hands will be ideal if you have any sort of clicking within your shoulders itself. Now, in this exercise though, I'm actually performing the movement in an incorrect way. And I want you to observe this because watch my elbows as I come down and I bring my elbows behind my body as I drive it upwards. Now, understand that in a shoulder press, my elbows should not be coming behind my body, but should be kept in front of my body. So if you see anyone in the gym performing this, or if you are performing it yourself where your elbows are coming down and brought behind your body, then you probably are doing the exercise incorrectly and are not engaging your shoulder fibers maximally. Here is how you actually should perform the dumbbell shoulder press in a semi-pronated position. Watch me as I stop just short where my elbows start to move back. And I stop it just right there because I want to be able to keep my elbows parallel to my torso. As I press it upwards, I bring my biceps to my ears for a full range of movement. As I come down, it is kept parallel to my torso throughout the range of movement. Now, I want to drive my elbows upwards. So in any sort of shoulder movement, aim to drive your elbows upwards, and your elbows again shouldn't go past your torso and behind. It should be kept in front of your body as you drive it upwards. Now remember this particular exercise, the semi-pronated movement, because most of you who are used to doing the traditional dumbbell press in a pronated position would find this exercise more difficult. One of the main reasons as well is because it takes the lats out of the equation. You don't rely as much on your lats in this press. You rely a lot more on your shoulders. So if you really want to engage those delts to get massive boulder shoulders, then this exercise here is definitely a must-do. Now, the next point that you really want to consider in building those boulder delts is actually the rep ranges in which you train your shoulders in. We are all gravitated towards a particular rep range that we love. For guys, for example, you might go to the gym and aim for your 10 to 12 reps. I mean, that's great, but have you ever considered that the deltoid muscle is actually a muscle that consists of both slow twitch and fast twitch fibers in a relatively even composition? So it's very important that if you are doing high rep ranges, that you also expose your deltoids to lower rep ranges and heavier push movements. Now, in this example, I'm doing a standing barbell military press, and I'm doing a low rep range of 4 reps, really grinding out those reps with a heavier weight. You will see that in contrast with a much lighter weight that I'm also doing this exercise in for much higher reps. So it's very important that if you are exposing any sort of press movement to your shoulders, use lighter weights for higher reps as well as heavier weights for lower reps. Now remember, your shoulder, as much as it is a strength sort of muscle, it is also involved stability work. So both fast twitch and slow twitch fibers need to be targeted evenly. Now, in the last tip down here, this is definitely a not what to do when you go to the gym. And you probably would have seen people in front of the mirror doing their lateral raises just as I'm doing it right here. This is called the jumping crane Wing Chun lift, or whatever you want to call it. But as you can see, it's performed incorrectly because I really am using the momentum of the bounce, my legs, my lower back, to lift a really light weight when my shoulders are fatigued. Again, if you are training your shoulders, perhaps you should focus on moving just your shoulders and not every other part of your body. So here's the correct way of actually performing a lateral raise. If you see me in this example down here, my body is kept fix. As I'm lifting the weight beside my body, my goal is to bring it away from my body, but at the top position, start to roll my thumbs downwards. So you can see that the dumbbells are twisted in slightly. There's a bit of an internal rotation because that is the function of the deltoids, and that the deltoids actually cause an internal rotation. As I lift it up and away from my body, it abducts away from my body. So make sure that if you watch this particular exercise, you're performing in this way to maximize the recruitment of deltoid fibers. Again, if you're pointing your thumbs away from yourself, you may not be recruiting the fibers as effectively because you're externally rotating your arm. Or if you are jumping, like the Wing Chun exercise that I showed you, then you will not be maximizing how you are recruiting those shoulder fibers. Now, if you want to grow those delts and make them three-dimensional, focus on the delts directly and apply these 3 principles. Make sure you guys try those 3 tips and incorporate that into your shoulder training workout. Let me know below how you guys go with it, and also visit our learn-asp.com site where you get to learn more about pressing strength. If you're interested in that, we've got lots of seminars on that. We'll see you next time in our YouTube channel.